You're listening to WNTK 99.7, live and local in the morning. I'm Ben Sarro. Now, hey, check it out. You might call him the Motor City Madman. You might call him Uncle Ted. Some people call him the Nuge. You know what I call him? I call him Mr. Liberty. And we can all call him Ted Nugent on the WNTK Newsline. I have the one, the only Ted Nugent. Ted, what's the first act we can do to take back our culture?
Defiance. We defied the kings and the emperors and the despots and the slave drivers. We defied tyranny, and we're continuing to do so. And thank God, Ben, we're doing so more and more often all the time, because once again, thanks to the Chicago gangster community acorn organizer in chief, we have to defy his communist agenda, his intentional dismantling of the greatest quality of life in the history of the world, his Saul Alinsky Cloward Piven agenda to just cripple the American dream. So defiance is alive and well and growing in America, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of it.
Ted, do you think that some people, now I've heard this one quite a bit, people are saying, hey, that the president, that he's not really for gun control, he just, and I hear this from conservative circles, they say, he's not for gun control, he wants it as a distraction. I say this guy is hell-bent on taking our liberties away.
Well, if you examine, which I have done, and any conscientious participating experimenter in self-government here in America should be doing, is examine Barack Obama's upbringing, his past, even though he does everything in his power to keep it hidden because he claims to be the transparent president, but he's a scammer there too. Every word out of this guy's mouth is a lie. Every word out of his mouth is an absolute diabolical scam against everything freedom, everything against individual freedom and individual rights. So, yes, his voting record throughout his public life has been one to deny the people of Illinois and everywhere he goes to keep and bear arms. In Illinois, President Barack Obama's home turf, where he started his political career, Illinois has had a law where every citizen must have a state-issued firearms owner's identification card, much like you have in Cuba, to purchase any firearms, any ammunition, including BBs and pellets, Ben. This is the agenda. This is the record of Barack Obama. And, of course, in Barack Obama's beloved Chicago, it is a gun-free zone by all considerations. You cannot possess, you cannot have in your home a firearm in Chicago, and it is the murder capital. Who the hell doesn't get that?
I don't understand. I thought Chicago, with all its gun laws, wouldn't it be a utopia? There would be no shootings. How could this be?
Au contraire, peanut brittle Beth. No, you want heaven on earth. You go to a place like Texas, where you have, in certain jurisdictions, in my home turf is Central Texas, you have the highest per capita concealed weapons permit. I don't know why we have to have a government-issued piece of paper for a constitutionally guaranteed God-given individual right, but we have plummeted to that degree in most states except for Vermont, Alaska, and Arizona. And Wyoming, I believe, is coming up, and Texas is going to be one of the next ones where you don't need state-issued authorization to flex your God-given individual rights as guaranteed in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. But being that as it may, in every jurisdiction in America where you have the highest percentage of armed citizens, that means citizens with loaded guns on their person, not only do you have a dramatic reduction in violent crime, but in most cases, assaultive-type crimes like rape, carjacking, burglary, they don't just go down, they go away. Why in God's name would President Obama and Nancy, you don't have to read this, you need to sign it, Pelosi, and Eric gun-running Holder, and Charlie Schumer, and Mayor Bloomberg, I get to have a machine gun-toting security detail, but my subjects will be unarmed and helpless. Mario Cuomo's crazy nutcase son, Andrew Cuomo, dictating to the subjects of New York that they can only have 7 bullets to defend their family, while he takes more tax dollars to hire more machine gun-toting security detail. Ben, are you kidding me? Who doesn't see what's going on here? No man has the right to tell a free man, you will be unarmed and helpless, Mayor Bloomberg, as Governor Brown in California. Illinois. I mean, which governor is there right now? I think it's Quinn. He's the one that's not in jail yet. You know, if you want to see what liberal Democrats accomplish, I give you Chicago. Illinois and Chicago has been strangled, desold by liberal Democrats forever, and it is a pure hell on earth. Why would the president want to model America after Chicago and Detroit? Are you kidding me? What is this, a bad script for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Planet of the Apes, or Soylent Green? It's an embarrassment. The president is an embarrassment. The Secretary of State is an embarrassment. The Attorney General is an embarrassment. They should all be in jail.
On the WNTK Newsline is Ted Nugent. Ted, it's not just, when you talk about gun control, it's not just a matter of our politicians on a national level, it's local. I was at an event a few weeks ago here that dealt with gun safety, which was basically eight gun grabbers telling the community how we had to give up their guns. One of the people there, who was a state representative, talked about, the great utopias that were the top 5 on the Brady list, and it was California and Massachusetts and Connecticut, and nobody stood up and went, hey, excuse me, those are all the highest gun crime places in the country. Are you blind?
Well, they are blind. The gun grabbers, and if you look at them, I couldn't be more proud. If you met my wife, Shemaine, and which you can see on Ted Nugent's Spirit of the Wild on Outdoor Channel every week. It's the only reason I watch the show. But my wife, Shemaine, and my kids and my grandkids, my band, my crew, my management, our Spirit of the Wild production team, our Sunrise Safaris guides and outfitters, everybody that we work with, these are such productive, healthy, energetic, positive people, and we are absolutely offended that the left, not only does all the gun grabbers hate the Nugent family, they hate guns, they hate freedom, they hate the Second Amendment, and they are absolutely blinded. As you said, Ben, they're blinded by denial and the lie that somehow gun-free zones will soon stop being a murderer's dream, because in every instance where the most human life is lost, where the most innocent human life has been slaughtered, in every instance, Ben, has been gun-free zones. You have to have the soul of a chimp. You have to have no soul whatsoever to actually want more gun-free zones where more innocent lives are lost. I would be confused if I didn't understand that there has always been evil people, corrupt, soulless, power-abusing people, and the person that said that at that meeting qualifies for all of the above, and they should be ashamed of themselves. But even worse than that, Ben, we the people who have bent over and allowed the Barack Obamas and the gun-running attorney generals and the Schumers and the Dick Durbins and these state reps and the people in politics who want to force American citizens into unarmed helplessness were the real culprits, the curse of apathy, the scourge of political correctness. It's we the people's fault for letting these mongrels take control. And until we wake up and get our head out of our ass, we're going to continue getting what we deserve. That's why I'm an activist. That's why when I salute a flag-draped coffin, I know that a warrior from the U.S. military sacrificed everything for the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and I'll be damned if I'm going to be silenced by a bunch of punks in politics.
Ted, you got me standing up. I'm ready to go like firing off. I'm ready to go do something.
Well, Ben, that's why I'm controversial, because I reek of logic. I reek of self-evident truth, and all historical evidence supports everything I stand for. And the people that hate freedom hate Ted Nugent, and I couldn't be more proud, because I cause liberals such pain, suffering, and anguish on a daily basis just by getting up and doing my job and being the best that I can be and celebrating truth and logic. It drives idiots batty. God loves me.